Is your channel stuck? You've been on YouTube for quite a while. You upload your 50th video that you spent hours, days, weeks on, and then suddenly, you are not alone. So in this video, I'll outline some strategies that you can implement today that will hopefully get those views rolling. So let's dive into a strategy which has transformed thousands of channels out there to effectively carve their own niche. The Plain Bagel. Some of you may know this channel. It's run by a gentleman named Richard Coffin, creating videos around financial education. Sounds quite boring, right? Well, he has an interesting twist, which is looking outside of his niche to bring people in. From reacting to investing TikToks, discussing world news around financial situations, to even reviewing popular films like The Big Short, and he just provides his expertise as value. So what he's doing is jumping on relevant trends around the world and providing his input and just some clarity on it. He grabs popular films and fact checks them. What he's doing is piggybacking off the popularity of a topic and then with his expertise providing some value around it. So how can you capitalize on this? Maybe it's not accessible to every niche, but let's have an example. Let's say you're making a cooking channel. What about films? What can you recreate from films that will probably reach more people? Take this channel right here. They are a cooking channel, but look at their most popular videos, even up to the 30 million view mark. You can see the theme: food from Ratatouille, a Krabby Patty from SpongeBob, a tortilla chip sombrero from Despicable Me 2. Anyone who has seen these films and enjoyed them, when they come across your video, they're probably gonna watch. And by targeting things like films, you're reaching so many more people than just sticking to cooking tutorials or so. Now, what about events? This could be world events, past events. If you have like a beauty and makeup channel, you should be really hot on kind of celebrity events. Find out what makeup these women are wearing and get the videos out there as soon as possible. These are all kind of questions your viewers would have in mind, but you're answering it before the questions even dawned in their head. So when that person sees a video coming up saying Taylor Swift's makeup tutorial, what she used, when they see that video, they might be like, oh, you know what, yeah, I fancy watching that. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into events. So think about popular events that are coming up that you could utilize in your niche. Let's take the fitness niche. Within the fitness niche, you do have the Mr. Olympia, and you also have the, let's say, Arnold Classic. So these two events are where famous bodybuilders come together and everyone knows them. I'd make sure if I had a fitness channel, so prior to or on the day of these events, I'm creating content and releasing it about maybe one of the top competitors. So I might have a video ready to go on the day of Mr. Olympia where I know that Chris Bumstead's probably going to do quite well. My video would be eating and training like Chris Bumstead for 1 week, or doing Arnold Schwarzenegger's 3-hour workout. Around these times, a lot of people are going to be researching these bodybuilders. They're going to be looking up their diets, their training plans, and if your video comes up, may gain a viewer that otherwise would never have found your channel. Now this relates in some sort to an Alex Hormozy reel that I saw, and it's about hot dogs. And he says there's a guy that starts a business who wants to sell hot dogs. And a genie comes to him with one wish. And this wish had to be, what is your competitive advantage would you want with your business? And he said, I know, I'll make the hot dogs taste better. The genie said, no, don't waste your wish on that. Next, he said, well, I'll make them really cheap. That will put me ahead. And the genie said, no, once again, don't waste your wish on that. And the next he said, how about fast? I can get these hot dogs out super quickly. The genie said, no. If you want your business to do well, put your hot dog stand on the best corner in front of a starving crowd. So with your videos, serve your videos to where relevant traffic is gonna be, and take into account how your niche and your audience reacts to seasons. If you've got the makeup channel, then some kind of winter makeup and summer makeup might be slightly different. What about holiday events like Christmas, Halloween, Easter? Any events or seasons or holidays which are coming up, just try to position yourself right in front of the biggest audience. It's better to do that than to have the best videos ever that you put so much work into, which are just not going to get the traction that you deserve. Do your videos well, provide as much value as you can, but always remember to try to position correctly if you really want the big views. My next point is about storytelling, and this is a brief one, but if you got it right, it could double your audience retention. Let's think about the basis of storytelling. You're posing various questions in people's mind that hopefully they want some answers to, and you're hopefully encouraging some sort of emotion along the way. If I said, don't answer the next question, 2 + 2. Now the majority of you may have completely autopiloted and you hear a voice in your head saying 4. You can't help it because our brain wants answers to questions, and if they're questions which are quite simple, we just answer them by default. Now when we look at movies, the first 10% of a movie, you'll notice that there's quite a lot of questions that spark in your head. Who is this character? What are they going to do? Who did it? What's going to happen next? And you stick around to the end of the film because you want answers to these questions, and you're effectively closing the loop. If you can spark questions in the viewer's mind and lead them, teasing them along to some climactic point, you've nailed it. Let's say you're doing a city tour and you're going over some historical facts, fact A, fact B, and you're wondering whether they actually play out to be true. The audience might stick around to see if that's actually the case. You're just taking the viewer on a journey.
I'm going on an adventure!
So see if you can take the viewer on a journey with your kind of content and your niche, make them have questions that are being sparked in their head and lead them on to the answer in the end of the video. It could be very simple. If you've got a cooking channel and you're baking a cake, don't just say, well, I'm going to bake this cake today, I hope it goes well. Say, I tried to bake this cake a few months ago, and let me tell you, there's a 90% chance that this goes wrong. The viewer will like to stick around because they want to see if you do it this time. But by leading on with that little story, it creates that question in their head with a bit of anticipation. But if you nail storytelling, your attention will increase. Another brief point is to analyze your data. All the videos that you've uploaded so far, they will tell you valuable information. Look at the past videos, look at your retention graphs, look at the times where the viewers spiked, look at the times where viewers dropped off. Analyze them moments. Read the comments of all of your videos. Read the replies. Are people actually talking about certain things of the video which you could maybe improve? And could you do something similar to your most popular content? If one of your most popular videos is still getting views, like this one right here, I haven't touched this channel in about 4 or 5 months, but this video is still getting 40,000 views within a month. So if I was wanting to reignite this channel or continue making content on this, I would do similar kind of content to this video here, and there's a reason for that. The chances are that these videos would bounce off each other within recommendations. Let's take Will Tennyson, a very successful YouTuber. As you can see by some of his videos, he's getting around 1 to 2 million views per video. He had a video here that got 4.6 million views. Now this is trying Brian Johnson's anti-aging routine. So what he did, he notices this content was doing very well, so he creates similar content quite soon. Only about 1 month later, he does trying the Rock's morning routine. Then a month after that, I tried Andrew Huberman's productivity routine. And this is actually a tactic called bucketing, where you make similar videos to your older videos and they all start recommending each other. It also helps reignite some of your older videos. You could make a very similar video where when new views are coming in of that similar video, your older video has a very high likelihood of that video getting recommended in the suggested videos. But with Will's video, this video was doing very well. So what he wanted to do was just inflate the views even more. So he made another video about the routine and another video about a routine. So if you ever landed on one of these 2 videos, I can guarantee that this video right here will be in your suggested video. So think about any videos that have done well for you. Could you do some similar content which may revive the views of that old video or just simply inflate them? Framing. Think about how to frame your videos and your concepts better so more people click and stick around. Which title do you think works better for this gaming video? Do this tactic to win more games. Avoid this mistake to win more games. And the mistake is not doing the tip that you would have mentioned in the first video concept. Now, psychology shows we don't like to make mistakes. That's pretty obvious. So telling us a new tip is great, that may help. But telling us that we've been doing a mistake, it hits a little bit deeper and it poses a question in our head. Rather than, I wonder what that tip is, the question now becomes, well, what mistake have I been making? That gets the viewer to click and is more likely to follow on with your story. And when explaining anything, try and relate it back to how it helped you. Naturally, we don't want to be spoken at. fact we wanted to be spoken to. Rather than saying, do not do this mistake, you would say, when I stop doing this mistake, X, Y, and Z result happens. You're an expert in your story, and no one can deny that. But as soon as you start telling people you should do this and you should do that, their defenses get up a bit. Take a successful weight loss expert. This person has been in the field for years, researching it, always citing various studies, but people are more likely to listen to Joe, who lost 100 pounds, because they want to hear his story and implement his methods. Let's take a businessman. Someone's got a successful multi-million-dollar company. You're more likely going to listen to him for business advice than some business university professor. People want to listen to those who have walked the walk, not those who just talk the talk. Tell your story and make it about your experience. Don't blatantly lie and make up stories, but anything that you can form some relatability around the subject, people are way more likely to listen to you. If you think the algorithm is against you and you hold little optimism that this video will help, the algorithm could literally be against you. I got monetized on my previous channel in 2 weeks. Click this video here where I dive a little bit deeper into the algorithm and how restarting your channel actually may be worth some thought.